The Seth Material. Part 3. What is the nature and purpose of dreams? According to Seth, thoughts and dreams exist in many dimensions. In some systems, dreams and thoughts are as concrete as any kind of matter in the physical dimension, and once created they cannot be withdrawn. The dream world is constructed within a field that we cannot physically perceive, but it has more continuity than the world we know. However, both the dream system and the physical system are held together by the same sort of psychic agreement. Their whole self focuses its attention on various dimensions. In the waking state, its outer portion focuses on the physical reality. In the dream state, it focuses on different dimensions. Sometimes, during our sleep, we leave our bodies and travel to other physical locations, but most times we operate in the dream system. Within physical reality, we operate with a fairly simple set of rules. Within dream reality, there is greater freedom. The dreamer creates his dreams for his purposes, selecting the symbols which have meaning to him. Each dream begins with psychic energy which the individual transforms into a reality that is just as functional and real as physical reality. The potential form within dream reality exists as psychic energy long before its materialization. In our dream, we also visit other levels of existence and gain needed skills. Our consciousness is simply directed in a different kind of reality when we dream, a reality as vivid as waking life. On one level, the personality attempts to solve problems through dream construction. This often gives freedom to actions that cannot be expressed within the confines of waking life. There is constant interaction. Through our dreams, we change physical reality, and our physical daily experience changes our dream experience. Dream action can be turned toward fulfilling constructive expectations, which will affect a change for the better. Dreams can be utilized creatively to improve health, gain inspiration, restore vitality, solve problems and enrich relationships. The ego is a portion of waking consciousness that deals with physical manipulation. Waking consciousness can be taken into the dream state, but the ego cannot, as it would falter and cause failure there. When you take your consciousness into the dream state, you will meet with various conditions. Some you can manipulate, some you cannot. Some dream locations will be of your own making, and others will be strange to you because they belong to other dimensions of reality. Individual consciousness can be sent through many systems of reality. This involves the transfer of conscious energy from a home system to an alien one, and certain automatic changes are made from system to system, involving the use of brain waves, certain patterns being more common in different systems. The personality is changed by any experience, even the experiences that occur in dreams. We may forget our dreams, but they are always part of us. The dream's experience is felt directly by the inner self. The dream universe possesses concepts which will someday completely transform the physical world, but the denial of such concepts as possibilities delays their emergence. Dreams have their own actuality. They not only exist independent of the dreamer, but they also have tangible form, though not in the form of matter as you are familiar with it. They are forever contained as electrically coded data within the cells of the physical organism. There are also shared or mass dreams, with which mankind deals with problems of political and social structure. People dream individually and collectively of ways in which changes could occur. The energy and direction of these dreams help change material reality. The energy behind a bad dream is the energy of hidden fears. Evil does not exist separate from the dreamer, and even illness or fear should not be seen as enemies, but rather as aids to understanding and means to a greater end. In larger terms, there is no evil, only your own lack of perception. Fear directs your conscious energy into the realm of that fear, and your consciousness will be focused on that level. Search the eternal peace within you, and this will get you through any difficulty in other layers of reality. The 3 creative dilemmas. Consciousness is not a thing. It is a dimension of action made possible by a series of creative dilemmas. There are 3 dilemmas for the inner vitality of the universe to express and experience itself. The first dilemma is that identity and action cannot be separated. Inner vitality desires to completely materialize itself, but cannot do so without action. Identity is action that is conscious of itself. An identity is also a dimension of existence, action within action, a folding of action upon itself. The identity is formed through this interweaving of action with itself. Without identity, action would be meaningless, for there would be nothing upon which action could act. Then, action must create identities. The second dilemma is that identity will continually seek stability, but stability is impossible. Action must involve change, and any change seems to threaten identity. Therefore, identities are never constant, for consciousness without action would cease to be conscious. Identity must seek stability while action must seek change. Yet, identity could not exist without change, for it is the result of action and a part of it. Identity is not the same as individual personality. Personality represents only those aspects of identity that can be actualized within material existence. The ego in this life is simply the part of the inner self that surfaces in physical reality. It is a group of characteristics that the inner self uses to solve various problems. Even the ego as we think of it changes constantly. Ego consciousness is a state resulting from the third creative dilemma, which happens when consciousness attempts to separate itself from action. This involves a state in which consciousness attempts to perceive action as an object. Action is a part of the ego's existence. Though initiated by the ego, action is not a result, but a part of ego. No consciousness or identity can exist without action. The whole self.
Each of you exists also in other realities and other dimensions, and the self that you call yourself is but a small portion of your entire identity. Your whole self has lived many lives and adopted many personalities. Personality may be somewhat molded by the circumstances that are created for it by the whole self, but the prime identity uses the resulting experience. Personality and identity are not dependent upon physical form. Your prime identity is an energy essence personality which is composed of energy gestalts. As each individual consciousness grows out of its experience, it forms other personalities or fragments of itself. These fragments are entirely independent as to action and decision, while constantly in communication with the whole self of which they are a part. These fragments themselves grow, develop, and may form their own entities or personality gestalts. You have constant contact with the other parts of your whole self, but your ego is so focused upon physical reality and survival within it that you do not hear the inner voices. No individuality is really lost or alone. Death. Consciousness is the direction in which the self focuses. Action implies infinite possibilities of focus. What you call death is rather your choice to focus in other dimensions and realities. You do not become a spirit at death. You are one now. You adopt a body as a space traveler wears a space suit, and for much the same reason. Each individual forms their own spirit from built-up, individual, continuous electrical signals that include dreams, thought, desires and experiences. This counterpart spirit of complete experience is independent of physical reality. At physical death his personality then exists detached from its physical form.
This is the end of the third part of the video about the Seth Material. I hope you like it. See you next week with the fourth part. Thank you.